Welcome to the Divine Feminines podcast and channel. I'm your host, Steph.dsa, and in today's video, we're talking new moon in Gemini, Monday, the 30th of May, 2022. Before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel with the Divine Feminines on YouTube and also on all major podcast platforms. You can catch us on social, Divine Feminines with a Z, on TikTok and on Instagram. And why follow and consume our content? Well, it's empowering. It uplifts your mind, body, and soul. We talk moon magic, moon manifestation, twin flame journey, and lots more high vibrational content for your awakening and ascension and being part of this new earth that is actually being formed right now. So how exciting is that? So the new moon in Gemini, this is a really light energy. It's incredible. And I'm going to just talk about what that means, Gemini, and what kind of elements are involved with Gemini and what this new moon is bringing in and what we can take advantage, how we use the new moon lunar cycle to allow us to plan this next cycle and call in, set our intentions, and obviously with some inspired action and alignment, we can call in manifestation. And also I'm just going to give some guidance. And actually I normally pull out the guidance cards before, but I'm actually just going to do it live. Now this is going to be a much shorter video than usual. I will give you some journal prompts, but I need to wrap this one up because Gemini energy has got me so connected and so sociable, even though I said I was going to stay at home. And I have, and I've kind of been with myself, but there's some really exciting things that I've been connecting on, and I'll be able to share some news with you guys soon. And I had to, work with the Soul Tribe to make sure it's all coming together really nicely. So what a great time to do that because it's a new moon. And I will shout out the Soul Tribe that's involved in this. We've got Dream Fruit UK, we've got the Contemporary Healer, we've got Forever Vegan Kitchen, we've got Fuel by Plants. And I just want to give you all a big shout out because you're all getting involved with the Divine Feminines new moon event that's going to be happening in July. So stay tuned. It's going to be a very limited event held in central London with an exclusive experience that we are literally creating right now. And I'm so excited to share this on a new moon video. So, Gemini is, all about communication, thinking, planning. It's very cerebral energy. It's also connected to the throat chakra, and I just realized I forgot to wear my usual Mercury type throat chakra stone, which is my lapis lazuli. But anyway, I'm going to just have to roll with it because I have to be quick. So it's also represented by the Magician in Tarot, and that is, the Magician in Tarot, if you guys don't know, is a powerful card. It is a master manifestor card. Also, connected to Mercury energy. So it's all about communication. It's all about connectivity. It's also about communication with self. Now we're also in a Mercury retrograde. So that's a very interesting time. We are going to end that retrograde on the 3rd of June, but there will be a shadow period after that. So as soon as this new moon hits, we may feel a bit of the slightly uncomfortable energy of a shadow of Mercury retrograde. You might have felt it during Mercury retrograde where you couldn't really communicate, or you felt a little bit tired or extra kind of sensitive. It is a sensitive time for ourselves, but it is a much lighter time. So I urge you to kind of take time for yourself, important, but also, there'll be some support and energies around us helping us to sort of feel lighter and feel supported in social circles, soul tribes and things like that. What else is this bringing in? So in Mercury retrograde, you may have, they do say don't make big decisions and don't sign contracts and all of that. And it can be quite hard and tricky. You might feel like you tried to communicate something with someone or people and you need to go and do it again because it's not clear. Well, you can set the intention this Gemini for new moon that you want to, communicate clearly. And it's all about clarity. Clarity equals alchemy. So you can manifest. When we talk about setting intentions, I always say be really clear about your intentions so that you can really be specific, because it's almost like the universe, if you don't say it very clearly, then the universe doesn't understand, right, the full scale of what you're saying. And then you can create misalignment. So it's a real time for being clear. But this is a year of 6, and I'm going to mention the 6-6 portals coming up in about a week's time after this new moon. And 6 represents, balance, harmony, healing, and this is a year 6, so it's a really powerful time for us. So in this new moon in Gemini, you may want to think about, how can I create some clearer communication? You might feel like you need to say something again. It's a great time to do that. Or you need to speak up, speak your truth, clear that throat chakra. So if you do, it'd be quite good to do exercises like OMS, and you can also, say out a mantra out loud. You can even call out affirmations like, I speak my truth, I live my truth, I am my truth. I speak clearly and open and honestly. Even I found myself, it's so funny because I found myself having to, and not in a bad way, but I felt so inspired to communicate some truths. And they weren't rude or anything, but they were necessary to really, hone in on my divinity at this time. And I'm super proud of myself. So I want to know that you guys are also feeling inspired to do that. Don't ever be afraid to sort of communicate, whether it's boundary or something does not sit right with you, because at the end of the day, holding it within only creates a blockage for yourself and anything else that you're trying to call in that is for your true alignment. And alignment is always connected to your truth and to your highest frequency and vibration. So we always want to be operating at a vibration of truth, love, compassion, right? And authenticity, because that is what's going to allow us to be our best selves and to have the best life, to create our realities in the best way. Also, the new moon being on a Monday, and Monday is ruled by Cancer and the moon. Great time for a new week to set the new lunar cycle, to really call in what it is that you want to create this next lunar cycle. And I'm here sharing the event that's happening, and that's definitely going to be about that. And there will be a lot of announcements and communication. So I'm really excited that that's kind of coming in with this mercurial energy of Gemini. But there's also the self-talk, and you might have found yourself in your head a bit extra than normal. I think, naturally a lot of us are in our head, and it's all about having a really loving, caring, nurturing self-talk. You have to remind yourselves, would you really say that to a friend or someone you love? So why would you allow yourself to say it to yourself? And that's an important thing. But you might notice that, during Mercury retrograde, that you were being a little bit extra harsh. We did have quite a season with these eclipses. The new moon, a new moon in Taurus, solar eclipse, and then the full moon in Scorpio. And it might have ruffled several feathers. It might have made you feeling quite disheveled and a little bit unstable and just a little bit uncomfortable because certain things had to surface. So wherever that's left you, know that now we're going into a lighter period, and it is a real, true new moon that hasn't got any of these other conjunctions in its way. So you can really just go clear and have that clarity. And like I said, with Mercury in retrograde, it might not be the time to make decisions, but as it phases out, this is a new moon to be clear and make choices and choose, what is for your highest and best good. Choose your truth, clear, and say it in your communication, however that looks, because it's going to pay dividends. I'm really sort of feeling this energy and vibe that the 6-6 portal is really allowing us to flourish and harvest a lot of the work that we've done in the last 6 months. I mean, it's not been an easy 6 months of 2022 in many ways. I mean, yes, we've not had to experience some of the stuff in previous years, but it's equally had its own challenges wherever you are in your journey, right? And as the new earth is continually forming, lots more fears are coming to the surface to be removed, because we cannot have the vibration of fear. So it's really coming to the surface. And if you're not allowing yourself to kind of confront it, it comes up. So those eclipses are doing that for our highest and best good. But now we're able to have a little bit more fun and slowly sort of ease into a more sociable time, especially with the summer months, as we approach the summer and holidays and all of that good stuff. So the other thing about sort of Gemini energies, it can make you overthink. It can make you feel like you're in your head and you're deeply analysing. Have you, just ask yourself, have you been in your head a bit too much lately? Also the self-talk, but are you overthinking your situation? What is it? Sort of ask yourself to get clarity. So this is the time that you can also call on your spirit guides, your ancestors and archangels to help you give you answers to your questions, so you can meditate and call in those questions. Now, I've totally forgot to say at the beginning that the new moon falls at 12:30 p.m. UK time and 7:30 EST. So, it's the peak time, but, throughout the Monday and the few days to follow, it will be quite potent. Now, I did mention the shadow period of Mercury retrograde when it ends on the 3rd of June, and that will go on for about 2 weeks. So be mindful of that. And the 4th of June, Saturn goes retrograde. And that's also a time where you might need to reinforce boundaries. But with the support of the Mercury energy, you can communicate those a bit more clearly and have that support from this Gemini season. Now, so before I get on to the 21st of June, because that's exciting, we've got the 6/6 portal on Monday, the 6th of June. And I really feel like this is a great time for really finding your inner union, your inner balance, Geminis also can be quite it can make, you may feel like you're over consuming content. So where do you feel like you might be consuming too much and you're losing your balance? So you need to find your center point. And 6/6 portal is going to be a very thin veil for you to really, connect with your higher self. And really, there is no sort of difference with your higher self and your present state of being during portals. It's all very much within the same space, happening all here and now. And so if you're really clear, you can really integrate some of those intentions. Now, I'm going to pull some guidance cards for this, but also for your journaling. You may want to ask that, you can speak more clearly and set those affirmations that I speak my truth. I clearly communicate my feelings. I'm able to ask questions. I'm not afraid to say no or set a boundary, especially with that Saturn retrograde. The 21st of June is summer solstice, and I love that energy. Again, we're going through some very powerful portals, The 222 portals that were quite intense but really opening up are connecting to the 6/6 portal and the summer solstice. So maybe think back to what you might have been calling in, and you might notice some things coming through, which is brilliant. And I've noticed some great things, earlier this year, setting the intentions with the new moon and seeing those great things come to life. And it's just a beautiful thing when you use these cycles to help you. Now, when you set those intentions, I want you to think about, call it a wish and what are your wishes, and then turn it to an affirmation. So it could be like, my wish is to, speak openly and honestly. So then your affirmation is, I speak openly and honestly with myself, and I have a loving self-talk, and I have a loving, caring, nurturing speech with others, dialogue with others, but that expresses my truth and my authenticity. So, that's just an example, but it could be other things that you want to call in, like a bodacious big goal that you want to set. Like it could be starting a new business, starting a new social enterprise group, community. I mean, if it's something quite sociable, like events and bringing people together and communication and reading, writing, dancing, singing, those are very kind of communicative, interpersonal type energies, and this is a great time for those things as well as if you're helping humanity. And at this time, I honestly say it's about finding where you feel like your soul can be fulfilled and where you can help. Whether that's just, and it doesn't have to be big. Like I'm not telling you to go have a YouTube channel or do massive events. You could just be helping your local community, helping a neighbor, just, seeing someone on the street and giving them some support. Like we all are, here to bring in this beautiful high vibrational energy for the new earth. And there is no size. It's immeasurable because everything we do is of the same value. It doesn't matter if someone does something that seems much bigger because it was on TV or there was 2,000 people there, because sometimes the impact you have on one soul can be so astronomical because of the souls that it has a ripple effect because of that person and their soul interacting with others. So you really can't measure it like that, and you really can't compare and say one act of kindness is better than another. So I just want you to know that, because again, we all have to be really kind to ourselves and know that what we're doing is enough. As long as we have that pure intention, we're clear and we're doing it from a great open heart space. Do you like this top? I really love this, the houses diagram, the astrological chart. And that's another thing. I would really advise you to look at this new moon and see where Gemini sits in your chart, because we all have Gemini in our chart. And it's a great way to understand a bit further about what this new moon is about. Yes, communication and all of those themes, but you know, being really clear about what you want to call in, because we've got this manifestation energy with, like I said, with the magician, you know, in tarot. And then also, you know, if you know your houses, you might be able to drill down, like if it was, you know, the house 1, it's I am, how I'm perceived by the world. So you can then really kind of integrate that into what your intentions are. Now, when you set those intentions, wishes, affirmations, intentions, make sure you put some, you know, tangible micro goals. So what are the things that you're going to do week 1, week 2, week 3? We also are leading up to a full moon in Sagittarius in the middle of June. So over these next few weeks, just a couple of weeks, see what it is that you really want to call in for this new lunar cycle, and start to, you know, put in those steps and those micro kind of steps and goals to allow yourself to make progress. And it doesn't have to be outward facing. It could be, like I said, you know, there's a lot of that self-talk and inward stuff. So it could be that you're just doing some inward work, setting those intentions, and it's, you know, what you work on internally manifests externally. So don't forget that as well. And there could be some actual external actions as well. So before I wrap up, I'm going to call some quick messages with tarot. So Spirit, can we have the highest and best messages for the Soul Tribe on today's video? What do they need to know with this new moon? By the way, do you like my candle? It's from Seven Twilights, I think they're called. And this is called New Beginnings. It's such a beautiful candle. And the owner's amazing. Like, she makes them herself, and they've got crystals. This one's New Beginnings. It is my new moon candle, and I've been waiting to burn it because, you know, I couldn't really do it for the new moon in Taurus, because that wasn't, being a solar eclipse, it wasn't really the full energy. I think I was away at that time, but it wasn't time. Okay. 9 of emotions in reverse. So, you know, you may feel like a wish hasn't come true, but, you know, two of voices in reverse, but you are getting clear. So you are being gifted with some clarity at this time. So, you know, you might think, oh, I've had this wish and this goal. So, you know, it is a time where, oops, I've just dropped these cards on the floor. It is a time where you can reset those intentions and be more clear, right? Think about that. Anything else that I want to know? Let's see. Right, and you know, you are in a manifesting energy right now. So 3 of Wands, dreaming. What are you dreaming about? What you've been dreaming about, it's coming to life. So you might have thought that you know, those wishes were not being fulfilled. And you don't need to necessarily take action, or you might have felt like certain action hasn't been taken or movement's not happened with the Knight of Inspiration in reverse. But know that you might not have to do lots of action. You might have already, you know, look, Empress on the bottom of the deck, like you really, and the King of Material, Muse of Materials, the King of Pentacles, you know, oh gosh, and the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Wow, it's quite intense on the back. So you are in a very powerful, you know, Empress manifestation, fertile time right now. So ideas that are coming to you, intuition, you know, thoughts, downloads, it's a really good time to pay attention to those. Maybe write, maybe draw, you know, this is a time to really translate some of that. The Queen of Voices, the Queen of Swords. So just be really clear about what you want and make sure you set those boundaries in this time. This is the time to speak your truth. You might have to be a little bit firmer, but it doesn't mean that you're mean, you know. It's like I say, it's a gift for yourself and the gift for others when you can communicate really well. And we've got, wow, the King of Voices. So we've got a pair here. You may find that you do speak with a partner, a romantic partnership, could be a soulmate, twin flame, or someone, a friend or at work, but you're on the same level and you're speaking from wisdom, because we've got a king and a queen here, so you're definitely on the same level speaking. And the page of, so there's a start of a new journey, and this is matched with that three of inspiration, the three of wands. So whatever you were wishing and dreaming, it's becoming really clear, and you are starting a new journey. You might not realize it, but I like to see that this new journey is very much about, you know, this new lunar cycle. So use this, you know, because 6/6 is also about unions, reunions, healing, partnerships, and, you know, whether it's family, love, friends, it is a lot of balance and healing coming to partnerships and connections. And this page of inspiration, we've got two black cats. There's a lot of intuition, and I feel like there's a lot of higher self calling on this new journey, where you might have had to go in a bit of blind faith, didn't feel like things were going your way or it wasn't manifesting, but it really is like. And yeah, you might have been Four of Cups in reverse, you might have been thinking it's not coming through, but it does. Your cup, your Ace of Cups, because when it's in reverse, it is like the Ace of Cups, because it's the one cup that you really do see in the original tarot, and your cup is coming in, and there is an ending of a cycle. So I really feel, and I've been feeling this, the endings and the beginnings are happening. I've been seeing, for anyone that's into the number sequences, I've been seeing 919 a lot, 555. 919 is endings and beginnings, and really things coming into manifestation. 555, big change, but major change. 222 has also been a trending one, and we are in the year 222 portal. So balance, harmony, healing, and healing of our own self relationship. This is a very big year about self. So any moon manifestation guidance cards, please, for the soul tribe to wrap up. Oh, and for those in the UK, tomorrow, the full moon, or tomorrow, Monday, because I'm doing this on Sunday, by the way, is at 12:30. So you could do it in your lunch break and set some intentions. Full moon in Libra, find a balance. So yeah, you might have been overindulging, over consuming content, watching things, and just find some balance for yourself, whatever that is, so you don't get too overstimulated, because it can feel a bit overwhelming at this time. So get that balance. Think about how you can bring some balance into your life this week and in the next couple of weeks. Last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. And I feel that that's you getting really clear, you know, reveal to yourself what is it that you're not so clear about when you're setting these intentions, and really craft them. You know, if you have to write it several times, guys, write it several times, rip up the paper, and then keep the final one that really makes sense and that you read it out loud, and it really talks it to a T, right? And okay, I've got three more, because three wanted to come out, and we'll end there. Full moon in Aquarius, be real. So be real about what it is you want, and don't, you know, be real with yourself, but be kind to yourself. Like, you know, it's fine to think big and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like saying be real and like be realistic and then these things are not possible. But I always say, when you're setting a manifestation, an intention, remember like to make sure that you clear your energy, you clear your space, and you've got a nice sort of moment where you can start thinking about it, what it is you want. And also, you know, be realistic when you write your micro goals. If it's like I was saying, if you want a Range Rover and you don't even have a push bike, you've got nothing. Well, you might need to like go up a certain levels to kind of get to that point, right? I just gave the example of a car, but it could be anything. So you've got to allow yourself to take integrated steps, you know? Step up and lead, new moon in Capricorn. So you're being asked to step up, lead, maybe speak your truth, communicate your truth, you know, your ideas. It's a very creative energy as well, Gemini. We've got many, you know, artists and musicians, that famous ones, and I don't even want to get into naming all of them, that are Geminis, and no surprise. And new moon in Libra, know that you are loved. And I love that, because we've got two Libra cards here. Find the balance in the full moon in Libra and the new moon in Libra, knowing you are loved. Because yeah, you might have given up on certain things. Stuff might have happened in these eclipses and the energy of the last 6 months to make you feel a little bit, you know, but make sure you're kind to yourself. The self-love is the best love that we can ever sort of find in this lifetime. And it's when you really realize that actually it's how you treat yourself is going to reflect how others treat you, then you realize that your relationship with yourself is the biggest relationship you'll have. I don't believe anyone's single because we're all in a relationship with ourselves. So with that being said, I hope that helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe this channel, The Divine Feminines. Leave me a comment. I hope this helped. I did a little bit of a different kind of spin to things this time, but just enjoy this energy, and I'll be happy to connect with you guys again with more moon manifestation, moon magic. I'll be sharing info on the event on the new moon in Leo. Very excited, and stay tuned for every Friday we drop a new video on either twin flames, soul connections. We talk about masculine, feminine energies, self-mastery, and loads of great stuff to empower your soul for the new earth grid. Right, with that being said, happy new moon, love and light and abundance to you all. Mwah.